Hey guys, I figured I'd put out a guide on how I have my controller set up for uh, Final Fantasy XIV. Um, a lot of people play with a controller. A lot of people play with keyboard and mouse as well. Um, but I just want to show how you can map the controller in such a way to get a good rotation going. I don't want people to assume. I know there's people who probably assume that a controller is for like casual players or people who I don't know, maybe can't raid. But I'm aware of people who do use controller for raiding, and I'm going to get into raiding using controller as well. I was using a keyboard and mouse and also the tactical commander, but I was getting a bit of cramps and stuff like that, so the controller allows me to be able to play comfortably for a long time, focus on gameplay, and yeah, kind of like enjoy the controls in general. So basically you get the regular, with the controller you get the regular controls like a triangle, or what was that, B button on the Xbox controller would be jump. You know, you get the hold down L1 and then hit R1. You can R2, you can switch targets. Hold down R1 and hit L2, you can switch the other way. So L1, and while you're holding down L1, you can hit the trigger buttons and you can switch targets. Okay. What else? Oh, L3 will look at stuff. Okay. But you can see that in the system configuration, gamepad settings. Okay, you can check that out. But I'm about to get into this crossbar stuff because that is the meat of the video, the value you get. Because when you see people playing with controllers, me personally, I had no clue as to where to put my actions. And what I used to do is put actions that I didn't care about on these I think they call these W crossbars. I don't know, I think it's wide crossbars. I think that's what the W is for. Where you got to double tap the trigger to get to them. I used to put stuff there because I felt like it was extra effort to hit that double tap on the trigger to get to those actions. But actually, I come to learn that with all the actions that you have, being able to see them at all times in a minimal state without adding extra bars to your HUD, you can see when your actions are off cooldown. So basically I have it set up from starting from the left. Basically I looked at what the opener would be for the role, like for instance Gunbreaker, and these actions on the left are what you see for his beginning opener. You would start off with this, basically to pull them up, which is something you really only do once, and you do kind of sparingly, you know, slide in. But once you're in, you're going to do this all the time. Pretty much whenever this is available, you're hitting it. Then you move straight in. Thing with Gunbreaker is his rotation starts with continuation. So you kind of start over here with the D-pad. Other characters, if they start their rotation usually with the regular 1-2-3 combo. So I have it here. The reason why I put the 1-2-3 combo on the R2 side is so I can move basically. So I'm holding down R2 and I hit square, triangle, and circle, and I can move while I'm doing my 1-2-3. On the flip side, I got continuation on the L2 with the D-pad because I pretty much have to do it. You know, I have to be committed, so I have to be where I am fighting the boss. And then on the alternate L2 side with the buttons, square, triangle, circle, I have other things. Okay, I have my gap closer, and my off GCD abilities. And then I have just this what is this, Brutal Show or Heart of Stone? Yeah, it's like a defensive cooldown that I can just pop while I'm walking around, or it makes it easier to give it to somebody else in the party, you know. On the right side, R2 side, on the D-pad, I have all my defensive cooldowns pretty much for a tank, because I'm going to be standing still a lot of times and I'm just buff up, you know. And then all on the far wide crossbar side, I have you know, stuff you have to do that's probably like mitigation techniques, right? You know, provoke, that's where the pull is, arm's length, and stun, stuff you kind of do situationally. You know, your eyes are really here, here, and on the wide crossbar, and also looking here. I couldn't give you a quick look at how I have my HUD set up. Maybe I'll have that as a separate video, but I like to have things visually around my character. This is important. Whoever I'm fighting, that's the target bar. When they're about to do an attack, I need to like a tank buster, look out for. Got your parameters here, your health here, job specific gauges here, and then I got the wide crossbar here. I have hotbar 1 to show me cooldowns. Okay, I'm talking about the rest of the cross hotbar. So on tab 2, this is for Aoe abilities. Now I'm going to flesh this out because what I want it to be is kind of like I'm AoE mode, and it's a single target mode. So AoE mode, I'm doing abilities that are better for AoE groups. Alright, and it's set up the same way. I see my cooldown, still doing the same thing here. And then you can see your off global cooldown abilities as well. Just set them there. Since basically I have a trigger pull at R2 and then the D-pad, I have really skills I don't usually use sitting on the AoE, you know, the AoE bar, the 2, right? Like turn Royal Guard on. I mean, you know, just stuff like that. Stuff you don't usually use at all, but they are available as well. So, and then here is basically when I come into the pack of mobs, I'm basically hitting all these buttons. You know, that right side, square, X, circle, triangle, hitting them all. Then I'm over here with it. So you have a good access to all your abilities. And hotbar 1 is simply some abilities I need to watch, and that's pretty much it. And I do that for other jobs, like I can show you a Sam real quick, and then a healer. So Sam in particular, was pretty difficult because it had a lot of abilities, but I made it work. My big issue was the range pull attack. In a lot of content, you're not going to be the guy pulling mobs, but you have this, so it's pretty useless. I put it on the AoE side, multiple target side. Not going to use this, and also the jump back. As cool as this move looks, you're not going to be using this, and you know, people get mad if you're pulling the boss too early. But I utilize here's hotbar 1 showing me some cooldowns here. No matter what, I'm flipping back 1 and 2. Hotbar cooldown showing me my abilities, and mitigation rate wide stuff here, and then opener stuff. This guy is not set up for opener stuff. I started doing that with the Gunbreaker, but I'm going to adjust that so he comes in with good opener stuff. His opener is a little different. It is partly the 1-2 combo, you know, so it is good to come in with the square, triangle, circle, lay the dot down, right? But then you can just, you know, mech yo from here The only special thing is you have to flick back and forth to stack the what do you call it, EI Jutsu. At level 80, where you get at level 76, you get this ability that duplicates your EI Jutsu, and I flipped it. So in order to duplicate it, you have to tap R1 to switch to the second set of cross hotbars. That's just how I do it. I'm trying to figure out a better way for that, but right now it's just gonna, in order to stack that, if I want to do that for a good burst of damage, I'm gonna have to flick and then flick back for the Hisatsu. I mean, it feels cool doing it in the hand, and it looks cool. So I kind of feel like a samurai when you know, flipping back and forth like that. So that is samurai. And show you white mage for any healers. Okay, healer is pretty easy. They really only have to worry about one bar, but then your AoE bar is just some old skills and your swift raise here, swiftly raise a character. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if I call this raid wide anywhere, but here's your savior moves. You can rescue, lucid, thin air, Asuna, stuff you kind of don't use, you know, you shouldn't have to use, but you know, they're there if you need it. This as well, you know. Believe it or not, I use repose in dungeons to help players out, which is cool. I like the fact that we have sleep, even though it's not good for, like, it's pointless for any sort of raid content, but whatever's there. Here's DPS stuff over here. Plenary Indulgence is just it's kind of like I didn't know where to put this at this time, so it's here though. I didn't want to put a size here though, because I want to show, like, these are health generating tactics on this side of the bar. Over here it's you know, my damage, and you know, I'm getting ready to do my misery attack on this side of the bar, and then I got my cooldowns for when I need to do, you know, for other things here. So I'm not sure what the opener is for white mage, but yeah, basically you're over here, you're curing, and then you just walk up, you know, place that down with the R2. You know, you got the Benny raise, regen, you know, and yeah, it's not really hard to be, it's easy to be mobile, to do all these, you know, do all these moves. Oh, I need a Medica. Let me get over there, Medica. You know, honestly, I might move Medica because you have to stay still as a casting ability. As a matter of fact, that might make more sense to move Medica, but I just like how it is, like, you know, healing abilities are here, more damaging abilities are here, but this looks like an off GCD, so I can probably switch that or to unlock this. Boom. I just got to get, you know, my muscle memory together to remember doing this, but yeah, that's how I would set that up. That way I can just, oh, you need this, okay, and then I sit still, Medica. All right, yeah, that actually feels better. Yeah, and that's it for the cross hotbar. You know, I can go into the settings a little bit. It's a couple of suggestions I would make in the settings. You go to character configuration, go to hotbar settings. You want your hotbars to look like this. If you only want 1, 2, and 3 to be specific to a job, 4, 5, and the rest will be shared across all jobs. So I'll show you some of my shared ones. When you hold down the button, you see the ones that are solid, those are shared. Emotes and other actions. That's every job will have these, but the 1, 2, 3 is what you want to have it set up like this. 3 is, as you can see, where my wide crossbars get their actions from, and then when you're tapping R1, you're switching back and forth between the single target AoE here. So I set up here to use Hotbar 3, as you can see. And oh, also if you do these commands, hold down L2 and then R2, you'll get cross Hotbar 8, which is like this. I use this for just mounts using the limit break items. Oh, key items. You know, you go on a mission, you got to use a key item on a target. That's here. Stuff like that. And also the timer. So when in the heat of battle, you might get a little nervous and you're tapping this and this. Oh, I got to use this. I changed the timing so that you have to commit to go wide by tapping the R2 pretty fast. This is how you do that. So it starts off up at like 52 or something, 55 or whatever, but you can move it down to say, okay, if I tap R2 quickly, it'll jump to the wide cross. It'll jump to the wide. So that gives you a little bit of space to say, oh no, I meant to do this, or I meant to do that, based on what abilities you need at the time. And then I just for graphical purposes, I have these options set and pretty much just you know, mimic all of these options. Basically, if you set them positioned separately, you can size them differently, so you'll have these sized smaller. I just do that for visibility. I size these up for visibility and to position, because they go out like this if they're, you know, up a little wide if they are not separate from the cross hotbar. And then obviously over here, this is for mouse stuff, but to be honest, if you have all this set up, this is just what do you call it, old stuff I was using before on older HUD templates. But you can actually have it, you know, you have a lot of buttons here, so all that stuff could go on 6, you know, or 4, you know. So yeah, I just want to make this video to show people how to use the controller to their like maximum capacity, get the maximum output of it, and get the maximum quality, you know, so you can react to moves, be a effective player, and enjoy playing a game, you know, because some people can get overwhelmed when they go to HUD layout and then they see Tetris, right? So I don't know if this covered everybody's questions about cross hotbar and playing with controller, but if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. And this is Game Demons. I'm playing Final Fantasy, and I'm Ricochet. You can find me on Zalera server as Delvin Bloom Trigger. Hit me up if you want to play, or if you saw my video and you thought it was cool, let me know. Thanks. Like, subscribe, you know. Take care.